What's up, you guys? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about things I've learned as a teen blogger / things you should know before becoming a teen blogger, because there's a lot to know, right? And like a lot of these things are probably true for any new blogger, but I thought it hits a little different when you're a teenager. Things are just a little bit more challenging unless you have like your parents funding everything, which mine were not. In most cases, your parents probably aren't going to fund a blog if you want to start one, but I'm not going to completely rule it off. So I don't want to talk too much about, I just want to get into it. Okay, first things first, you're going to need some money, which of course that's so obvious. Like, to make money, you have to have money. It's a pretty big saying. I mean, a blog, people know, I wouldn't say start a blog to make money, but don't start to think that you never will. I definitely started my blog knowing that I wasn't going to make any money like immediately, but I also started knowing that down the line I wanted to make money. Like, that's my time. I need to have some profit, some revenue of some sort. I'm putting my time into this. When I'm an adult, I'll definitely need like income. So I can't really be doing this thing that isn't making me anything and spending time on something that in the long run it won't really better my life, I guess. Like, it's definitely a reward to share content with people online that is benefiting them in some way, and that has been my reward for this past year. Like, that's been my profit, is helping others. But like I said, at some point I know that I would like it to turn into money, and if it doesn't, I probably won't continue with my blog, which is pretty sad, but that's just the truth. And especially in my case, the plan I got is a 3-year plan with my blog. So after that 3 years, if I'm not making any profit, it's probably going to be a wrap, because I just can't keep investing in it. Like, I had to have money to start. I had to get the plan that hosts my website. You'll learn, like, this isn't a video about like all the technical parts of starting a blog, but you'll need like some place to host your website. And for me, I used Green Geeks. This isn't like sponsored. I used them because they had the best plan. They had 3 years for like $114 when I got it. So I was like, let me hop on that, because hosts can be expensive. Like, a lot of the times you'll have to pay like $100 for 1 year, and it just keeps going up depending on like what you want from that hosting service. There are lots of pretty big hosting services out there. A lot of people use like Bluehost, and like the rest aren't really coming to me, but there are just a lot. So I would definitely say to do some research and compare prices and budget. You're a teenager, like, you don't have that much money. So like, you gotta be smart about the purchases you make, especially up front, because you're gonna be having to use money from your other sources of revenue. Like, if you have another job, which you'll probably need another job to start a blog, because like I said, you need money to start a blog. But if you happen to have like a good amount of savings or whatever, then you can start a blog with just your savings. But eventually you're probably going to need to get another job anyway, because you're not really going to be making money from your blog. So it's just kind of like that. And it kind of sucks a little bit that you have to use money that you make from your other jobs to fund your blog, because nobody really wants to use their money on something that isn't turning into more money unless it's like a product. But in the long run, if you know that if you're putting in that effort and hard work, that it should eventually turn into profit. So that's just kind of what you have to keep in your mind. And you just that's why you gotta write about something you love. You gotta write about something you're passionate about, because if it never turns into money, you don't want to look back and be like, wow, I just wasted all that dang time doing something I didn't want to do. So for me, like, I've enjoyed the process, so that's kind of been the profit for me. But like, yeah, you're gonna need some money. So it's like $114 for the hosting, and then I use WordPress.org, so I didn't have to pay for that. But if you get like WordPress.com, you do have to pay. All you have to do is pay for hosting with WordPress.org. And then I also ended up paying for Tailwind, which is like a automated Pinterest scheduler, because Pinterest is huge for bloggers. I definitely say, like, watch some videos about that. And you don't know anything about Pinterest, now is the time to learn about Pinterest. You got to know about Pinterest. And it's just good to know about most social medias as well, how to market on them, because you're going to need a way to get your blogs out there. It's not like Google is going to be pushing your blogs out to people searching Google. No, nobody's doing that. It's entirely up to you to market your blog, which is another really hard thing that you have to remember, just that it's up to you to market your blog. So Tailwind was like $100 for the year plan, and it's really good. Like, I just scheduling as many pins as I want in advance. So yeah, that's what I do. And like, looking at it from that angle, like, the first year I spent, I guess, about $214. I didn't really have any other expenses, but as a teenager, like, that's a lot. That's a lot for adults. So like, for somebody with like a full-time job, that would still be kind of a lot. So just keep that in mind. And like, back to the marketing part, just like, you probably are already on social media platforms, but now is the time to start kind of probably following other bloggers, observing other bloggers, other content creators, seeing how they market their products, seeing what gets likes, what gets follows, just kind of keeping your eye open for that, looking for hashtags that seem relevant. This is not the time to be slacking off. I know some people probably think blogs are dying out because of like YouTube or whatever, vlogs are getting so huge, but they're not. More and more people are searching the web every day, and your blog provides those answers in a written form. And to be honest, other than when people are at home, most of the time people want to read something more so than they want to watch something, because it's just easier to read something. You don't have to have earphones. You can be in a public space and like, you can just read it right quick and go to the part you want to read. Like, it's different from watching a video, so don't worry about that. Okay, this next one is probably one that a lot of people know, but a lot of people don't. So it's just like, blogging takes a lot of time, and blogging is not just writing. Okay, that was probably like a really big misconception I went into blogging with, that it was basically just writing. But at the beginning, I spent so much time setting up my website, just setting up everything, getting things to look attractive, trying to learn more about like SEO, search engine optimization. There was just so much to do, making categories, tags, like, it's more than just writing. And then even after like you write an article, you gotta promote it, you gotta do all this marketing, and then like, you gotta find good pictures, you gotta make graphics, which, I mean, I know I'm saying you got to, and you don't have to, but like, if you don't do that stuff, you're just gonna have a blog that nobody reads, and like, there's no point in that. So you really have to. You kind of just have to look at it like that. You gotta revise, you gotta edit. I feel like I spend more time just doing other things for my blog, like on social media, like using Tailwind to schedule pins, making pins. It's like I almost spend more time doing that than actually writing the articles. So that can sound kind of crazy, but like, that's just the truth. Some people don't even post but like once a month. So I just say definitely find a schedule, try to stick with that, and keep in mind that writing an article, it takes time to, like, don't rush it, because people can tell, and it looks sloppy, especially when the grammar is messed up, when your words are messed up, like pronunciation ain't there. Like, you gotta have like decent articles, or else people won't come back to your site. Okay, so yeah, just keep that in mind. And also, a big part most bloggers have that most people don't speak about is having like that email list that you're gonna have to have. You're gonna have to have some reason that people will sign up to your email list and then receive emails from you whenever you send them out, because that's just a huge way to market yourself, and like, make sure people know about when you're posting new articles, when you have like new products or whatever. You're gonna have to have an email list. MailChimp, it can be an expense if you go for the paid plan. I don't have the paid plan right now, but once I hit a certain amount of subscribers, I will have to upgrade to the paid plan. And there's some other ones too, like ConvertKit. That's like what the site is called. So you have to have an email list, and it kind of depends. I definitely don't send out emails as regularly as I don't send out emails as regularly as I should. A lot of bloggers will say, like, just send them out regularly, so you stay in people's minds and they're ready to support you. But I don't send them out regularly. That's something I'm to work more on, because it takes time. Like I said, like, all of this stuff takes time. I'm a student. I have other jobs. Like, finding a way to balance in the blog has been it can really turn into an issue when you have a lot of like schoolwork and stuff. So don't stress about it too much. I just say work a lot on the blog when you do have that free time. Fortunately, I started during quarantine, basically like at the beginning of quarantine, a little before quarantine I actually started my blog, but like during quarantine I was really able to just work on it a whole bunch because I wasn't like going out that much. Be ready to actually write emails. And another big part of blogging that a lot of people don't talk about, I feel like, especially like as a young blogger, you're gonna have products. Like, you can't really turn your blog, well, you don't have to have products, but it's hard to turn your blog into so much revenue if you don't make products that you sell to your audience. So that's like another big part that I didn't really think about, but pretty soon after I saw my blog, I realized, I'm probably gonna have to make products at some point. And products can be anything. They just kind of have to do with your target audience, your niche. For me, it's like language learning. So far, I've just made a few language learning principles that I've put in my Etsy shop. I already had an Etsy shop before I started my blog, so that wasn't hard to do at all. But at this point, I don't really have any big products. Hopefully, I will be able to make one in the future. I also sell courses on Skillshare. Sell courses. Once people buy a subscription on Skillshare, they can automatically access my videos. So that's pretty nice. I made like $100. I made like $113 from that last month. And each month Skillshare sends me like a check for people who have taken my courses. But not all my courses have to do with my blog. Only like 2 of them, I think, are actually like about language learning. And then my other courses are about like design stuff. So I guess that's just another way that I've had products. But if you don't want to have products, then you're going to have to do affiliate marketing, which you've seen on YouTube when people just like, they start talking about a sponsor. And that can be kind of hard just to get people to click. You have to really work on like your like how you write to make sure that it sounds appealing, but it doesn't sound too spammy. So definitely like learn a little bit more about affiliate marketing, and don't think that it's something that you won't have to do. Because honestly, like every blogger does that. It's probably like, it has to be like the easiest way to make money. This last one, I just want to say like to keep your head high, to think positive, and to not think that I'm trying to discourage you or anything. But you're probably going to have a harder time with your blog than people who have like more money and who are more established in their profession. So just come into it knowing that you have a pretty tight budget. You have limited expertise unless you've just been doing something since you were like 6 or something. Like there are so many adults who run blogs who are they are professionals. They know exactly what they're talking about. They've learned about SEO. They've learned about everything about blogging. They know what they're doing and they've like mastered it. They've had their blog since you were 10 years old. They've had their blog. They're in the game. Here you are coming in and you don't really you have your expertise, but it's still a bit limited. You don't have that much money. So just like expect that, and you have to focus on the positive parts. You got to focus on the parts that you love about blogging that don't have to do with like making profit, because especially in the first year, I'm only in like my first year. I'll probably come back to y'all about 2 years, 3 years in, but I really haven't made that much. Just come into it with a love for blogging other than for the money. You'll learn as you keep going, at least but by the time you're like 20 or whatever, 22. It depends on when you started. Like, you'll know more than other bloggers who are just starting when they are, because they're now like 20. They're now about your age. If you start in your teens, that's earlier than most bloggers start. So that's it for now. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check out some of my other videos. Let me know if you want me to make more videos about blogging or like making money online. I'm 17 years old, just in case you were wondering. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell to know about future videos. Comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.